Hey folks, so today we're coming at you from Sonoma Raceway in Northern California. We are taking part in a Yamaha R World Owners Appreciation Track Day. Now, if you are a Yamaha street or sport bike owner, you can sign up for a discounted rate. Z2 Track Days out of Northern California is the host of the track day. And this track day is open exclusively to Yamaha riders. We lugged out our 2022 YZF-R7 sport bike to spin some laps around this infamous US racing circuit to tell you what it's like to ride. So strap on the helmet because we're going for a ride. All right, folks, there it is, our 2022 YZF-R7. We've reported on this vehicle extensively in our various reviews that we have on this channel, so we encourage you to check out those reviews. They should pop up right here, so look at all of that content. And we're gonna do a quick summary of this bike. This is Yamaha's all-new parallel twin powered 689cc sport bike for the 2022 model year. Now, this motorcycle replaces on paper but not in spirit the YZF-R6. That is a GYTR accessory quick shifter, so we can make lightning fast upshifts without the clutch. Now, this replaces the YZF-R6. Now, while the YZF-R6 was a competition spec vehicle, this motorcycle is more of a full fairing street bike. So this bike isn't necessarily built for racing and competition like the R6, like the R1, but you can very well easily put a belly pan on this motorcycle, safety wire a couple of the key bolts on it, and go racing on this vehicle. Now, what's so cool about these YZF-R7s is, number one, the price. $9,000 for this motorcycle. That's over $3,000 less expensive than the outgoing R6. These motorcycles are also very easy to ride. Yes, they have no electronics. Yes, there's no adjustable power modes or traction control, but this 689cc CP2, it has such a limited power output and such a friendly power band and torque curve that it makes for a very easy motorcycle to ride. The seat height's relatively low, it's very narrow, it's light, and with 67 horsepower at that Bridgestone Battlax S22 rear tire, it's not gonna get you in trouble. All right, folks, enough yapping. I'm gonna throw on my Alpine Stars race replica suit, and we are going to ride this vehicle here at Sonoma Raceway, formerly known as Sears Point, formerly known as Infineon Raceway. Let's go. All right, folks, here we are, and we have a nice mechanical key. This isn't the same nice new mechanical key design of the MT-07. This is the old school Yamaha street bike key, but we will live with it. All right, let's let out the clutch and go for a ride. We are here with the Z2 Track Day provider at the Yamaha Owner Appreciation Ride Track Day that offers discounted track day events for Yamaha owners. Yesterday was the Yamaha only day. Today it's open to Yamaha owners and other make and models of motorcycles. However, they do not get the discounted price. Now, what I like about this YZF-R7 is it's just so affordable and easy to ride. The seat height's nice and low, the seat and riding position's narrow, and it is a very
accommodating sport bike for anyone to ride. You don't have to be an expert to ride this motorcycle. The character of the 689cc inline 2 is very friendly. It produces 87% of its peak torque from as low as 3,500 RPM. Again, that just makes for a very easy motorcycle to ride. Now, it's worth noting that while the other Yamaha R bikes, the R6, R1, those things are high revving screamers, this motorcycle doesn't rev like that. This motorcycle only revs to just north of 10,000 RPM. And it really lacks the adrenaline and the character of the inline 4-power sport bikes. Now we have the GYTR accessory electronic quick shifter, which enables full throttle upshifts through the 6-speed gearbox. The quick shifter, it works well, but it could be a little faster. It doesn't feel as fast as it in terms of its shifting performance as it did on the R6, outgoing R6 and R1. I love how nimble this motorcycle it is. It really is an easy motorcycle to put where you want on track. Now, because this vehicle isn't capable of the crazy speeds of an inline 4-power sport bike, the braking package is more than adept at shedding speed on this vehicle. But I'd be lying if I didn't say that the brakes do feel a tad spongy at the circuit. Now, it's not a deal breaker. It's not something that's really gonna compromise the performance of this motorcycle, just because you have to remember it only has 67 ponies at the back tire. So realistically, you're not gonna need a set of 320mm rotors to get this thing slowed down. It's just not able to make those kind of top speeds that necessitate that performance. But the brakes do feel a tad spongy. The ABS programming. Now, ABS is the only electronic countermeasure that this motorcycle employs. There is no traction control. There is no adjustable power modes. ABS is all you got. And the ABS system works well, but it is a tad intrusive at a track pace. When you really start getting it after it, you can feel the ABS come in a little bit, especially through this section when you go up into 5th gear. You can string it out in 4th gear, but realistically, if you're just stringing this bike out and not upshifting, you're not going anywhere. You have to keep this thing rolling through the gearbox for it to accelerate. God, this thing is pretty fun to ride, though it does lack the pure exhilaration of an R bike. Now, the suspension on this motorcycle, it is definitely soft and spongy feeling. It lacks the precise feel and the exquisite road holding of the retired R6 and the current model R1. And that is something that really makes this bike less pleasurable to ride on the racing track. Obviously on the street, that nice cushy suspension is awesome, but whoa. Speaking of R6, there's an R6 guy right there. But on the track, we would want more handling precision. That would be a nice feature. Sorry folks, I was trying to pass that guy, but I just didn't have it. Didn't have it in me today during the Yamaha Spread the Love Owners Track Day. Maybe we can do it here. Entering the carousel. Oh yeah, here we go, guys. Now, because the fork lacks that precise handling feel, I can't really lean on it through that carousel turn. Anytime I do, the front end starts just feeling strange. And that's not something that I can really tune out with the damping. It's just the character of the bike. So again, while this bike is fun for street riding and mellow track day riding, when you really start getting after it here at the circuit, this chassis just doesn't have the sharp, rigid feel of a normal R bike, which compromises the fun factor. It's not like I wouldn't do a track day on this bike, but I'm not going to be as pumped at doing a track day on this bike as I would on an R6 or R1. But then again, to ride an R6 and R1 at the level to really get that exhilaration feel and meanwhile still staying safe, you have to be a little bit more skilled rider, we'll just say. So for the vast majority of people in today's world, this motorcycle will likely give you a fun experience without you having to worry about cooking your bacon at the racing track. But for those of you who are more experienced and want something that you can just put gas in and go and really haul ass on, R1 or used R6 would be the bike to do it on. Alright, carousel time again, boys and girls, and I feel that strange sensation from the front end on this bike. It's rather unnerving for me. It's almost like the front end's hopping. We are riding on the OE Bridgestone Battlax S22 tires. And these tires, for just a general purpose sport street tire, they work bomb. But when you start riding in this motorcycle with vigor, like we talked about, the tires, they work good, but they definitely let you know, along with the chassis, that they've had enough. Ooh, there was the ABS kicking in a little bit. I think I held her on the throttle a little bit longer and made my speed a little higher, and I needed the brake a little more. Still, the S22 is a very well-rounded bike. This corner is another area where that spongy suspension, it just feels like the bike is just not totally planted in that section. Well, folks, that was a quick review of Yamaha's $9,000 YZF-R7 at Sonoma Raceway here in Northern California. If you ever get a chance, come up and experience the undulation in the hills of this legendary circuit. Also sign up with Z2 Track Days. They are a very nice track day organization, very accommodating, very easy to work with and participate with. And I gotta sign off. I gotta try to pass these guys in front of me, see if this 67 horsepower R7 can do it. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Alright folks, there it is, Yamaha's 2022 YZF-R7 as ridden during this Yamaha R World Owners Appreciation Track Day. Now, would I spend my $9,000 on this motorcycle? Well, I think it's a nice street bike, and I think it's a good entry-level twin-cylinder sport bike for track riders looking for friendly, mellow, full fairing sport bike, I think it's a good option for those people. But if you're someone who's more experienced, someone who really wants the visceral feel of an R6 and R1 and that crazy handling pedigree and crazy hard-hitting power, I don't think you're going to get that sensation from this vehicle. I would not buy this motorcycle for track use. It's just a little bit too wimpy for me. That said, if I was to purchase this motorcycle for track use, I would definitely invest in some suspension upgrades, possibly a totally different fork with a thicker front axle, a different shock, a solo seat with a thinner, more racy seat. I'd also splurge for some stainless steel brake lines and the exhaust with a reflash to really try to get more oomph out of that engine. And that's what I would do if I was really serious about riding this bike at the track. But for that kind of money, you may as well just buy an R1, an R6, or an R6 and call it good. All right, folks. Make sure to log on to motorcyclistonline.com. That's where all of my written content lives. Check out the numerous articles we've written on this vehicle. Check out the numerous videos we've published on the Motorcyclist Mag YouTube channel on this vehicle. And please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs it down if you didn't. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for taking a moment out of your day to tune in to this premium content.